Hey everybody, this is Erica, and you're listening to the Tales Untold podcast, the show that knows no bounds for the paranormal and unexplained. It's made for the people who love when things go bump in the night.
Hello and welcome back to Tales Untold. And today we have a special guest on our podcast. I'm Wyatt.
I'm Erica, and we have with us
Natasha. I don't know what else you want me to say, so I'm Natasha.
well, tell us what podcast you're from.
All right, so I am from Cryptids, Creeps, and Conspiracy. I actually just recorded with you guys just a few days ago, actually. So I think it's going to be out in a couple weeks. So you guys can go listen to us talk about our stuff.
So we'll start with just a couple of questions for you from each of us, and then we will get on to our topic.
Cool. I can tell you guys a really funny story. Actually, something really creepy happened to me today.
Yeah.
So I started a new job at the hospital, right? And I just left the funeral home. And of course, spooky stuff follows me everywhere. So the funeral home was just, par for the course. And so I go to the hospital first day, right? And I'm going to the cafeteria. I get my food and I had to go up an elevator and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go up this elevator. And I see this woman walk into the elevator. I'm watching her walk in. And I'm like, oh, and there's like 5 elevators around me. And I hit the button to go down to where I came from. That sounded really funny. The Deep South. Anybody who knows me will get the joke in that. But I hit the button, and so the door closes. I hit the button. It immediately opens back up. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry that you didn't get a chance to. And I walk in, and there's no one there. I watched this woman walk in this beepity beeping elevator. And literally, it wasn't like, oh, it closed and it could have. No, it was the same elevator door. It literally immediately closed, immediately opens. I don't know where she went.
That's awesome.
But I saw her walk into that elevator. And it wasn't like, oh, a ghostly apparition. I mean, this was a freaking person.
What was she wearing?
She was wearing a floral top and jean pants, capri thingies. And she even had a little brown handbag. And she was an older lady. She had her hair curled, glasses. I mean, she just looked like a normal person at the hospital.
That's crazy.
And I was just like, am I losing my mind? Because normally, they're like foggy or a shadow person, or you can tell that they're an apparition because they're not fully there. But I'm like, did I just hallucinate? Maybe she walked into another elevator. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I watched her and never left my eyes when she walked in, and then she was gone. I was like, okay, it's going to be a good day today.
That's cool.
I still went in the elevator, by the way.
I would have too. Check the roof.
Yeah, I was like, I did. I went in, I was looking around. I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't know where she could have gone, but welcome to the show, I guess.
One of those double elevators. You know how they open on both sides and she walked through the other side?
That's what I was wondering. I was looking around. I was like, well, there's no other doors. And I'm like looking up and I'm like, I don't know why I thought this old lady would be crawling through the top of the elevator, but I looked anyway and there was nothing.
That's cool.
Ugh, yeah.
I guess my paranormal absence theory is bust.
Not completely.
Yeah, I don't
know. What theory?
So I have a fun running theory called the paranormal absence theory, because a lot of the paranormal things that we've tried to investigate that people remember being super paranormal, super creepy, you go there nowadays and people are saying that it's actually a really calm experience. There's nothing paranormal happening there. Like, he even went to the Conjuring house and he was like, it was actually super peaceful there.
Yeah.
So
I think it depends on the day.
Yeah, but I have this theory that our worlds are colliding. So our dimensions are colliding and the paranormal is slowly fading.
That actually, I can see that making sense. I also have a thing where I believe that at certain times the veil thins depending on what happens. So, sorry. So a lot of times, for instance, at the funeral home, we had a wife died. And then a year to the day, the husband died. Oh, and they were older. They were older and everything. But the guy was healthy, no problems. And it just on the anniversary of her death, he died. I'm like, well, my theory is, what if the veil gets thinned And so spirits can communicate. And what if she was coming and say, here, come with me. I will guide you. And he was like, okay, I'm ready. And he was able to see her on that date, or like birthdays or anniversaries, something that has a lot of energy behind it. And I feel like sometimes too, if you have an event that happens, you're going to see more activity on dates that are relevant to that location. But really you might not, like say something happens in the fall, in the spring, it might be a lot more quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm sure that there's all these phases of all this stuff that could happen. But to me, I feel like that whatever the most energy is going to be, because they feed off of it too, right? I mean, you got to have the power to get the power, and you can't create power without losing power elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, give and take.
I mean, I'd definitely be sad if this theory was correct. Like, I don't want this to be correct.
It'd be pretty cool. I feel like more people would have more encounters if we were colliding and merging.
I don't know. Well, because the paranormal is disappearing with the collision.
But you can't lose matter without gaining matter. So where's it going?
I don't know. I'm not a physicist.
It's just like you can't have. So what is it in quantum physics or whatever the theory is? You can't have two identical things existing on the same plane. So kind of like if you time travel, you can't both be at the same. Like one gets rid of the other one. So if we merge, someone's got to go.
Yeah.
And what determines who goes and who stays?
Battle of the fittest.
Well, you're just like on the John one day, and next thing you know, it's poof, you're gone. You're like, what the hell happened? You're over there, literally. Well, shit. But that's always my thing too. Is you can't create matter without losing matter. You can't. You could transfer something to something else, but you can't eliminate it.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
What if we just turn into dark matter? We're their version of dark matter.
Well, because it's really just the paranormal that's kind of, I guess, having an effect. It's not.
Yeah, it's seemingly just kind of disappearing. Like when I went to the Conjuring house, I was expecting scary things. Wasn't really scary at all. The basement door opened on its own, but otherwise it was just peaceful and calming.
Are you generally sensitive?
What do you mean?
More attuned to spooky stuff?
I'd say so, yeah. Like there was...
Have you seen any ghosts?
No, but I've seen like the shadow people out of the corner of my eye. And I felt the presence of something that wasn't there. Okay. I also played the Ouija board.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah.
You stupid kid!
Yeah.
I broke all the rules, and just for months, a lot of weird stuff happened. I ended up burying the board in the middle of the woods, and knock
at least
on
you didn't
wood.
Burn it. I'll give you a point for that.
Yeah, I know you're
right
not
next
supposed
to that
to
bloody
burn
leaf.
Yeah, I think that whole story is in one of our episodes.
The Ouija board one?
Yeah.
Or the
Ouija board.
No, it's not in one of our episodes. I mentioned things from it, but the entire story is on my YouTube channel.
No, I thought we talked about it also.
Well, and I will say too, with like your conjuring thing. So I am very sensitive to a lot of stuff, which by the way, I did not turn any of my sensors on. If you want me to turn them on, I can.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
It's later in the day this time.
I'll turn the lights off, or I'll turn them down. Hi. All right, everybody, you're allowed to come out and play. Just play nice.
Just make sure the audio and video still works.
We're recording. It's podcast time. You guys are allowed to contribute. I don't have my spirit box on because they get really yappy, though. Is it good? There we go. All right. But I am very, very, very sensitive. And I went to Ashmore Estates and got nothing. Well, there was one thing that happened, and we had recorded and we had played it back later, and it said my name on the thing. Like I was in a group of 15 people, and it said my name on the recording, but we didn't hear it. They asked a question or whatever, and then we played it back afterwards, and then we heard it, but we didn't hear anything when we were there. But that was it. That's the only thing that happened. But I know some people that just went and investigated it last weekend, and they had a few things happen or whatever. So I really feel like, and you gotta think, I mean, again, they use energy. It's not like they can just do whatever whenever. I feel like there's times where they can be active, times when they're not. I mean, they got to take vacations too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it can't just be all spook all the time, because then it's like there's no point. And if there's a reason behind why things are haunting other things, then maybe that day just wasn't important, or they were low on energy. There might not have been enough energy in the atmosphere for them to pull it. So I'm like that too. Kind of like, well, because I've gone places where some people are like, nothing happened. I'm like, dude, like things are falling, things are going off. I am getting the willies like no other. I'm going to move my camera real fast. There we go. So we can see the meter. But it's kind of depends. I feel like it really varies on what day and where you're at and what's going on.
I mean, I'm okay with this theory not being correct. I like the paranormal. I like these things. So I don't want it to go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think necessarily it will. Like I said, and you'll go, if you look at research, you'll see a lot of things that happen that are recent. It might not be while you're there, but it could be the weekend before or the weekend after. Sorry, I know that was not you guys talking, but it literally sounded like somebody was talking to me, and I'm like, hello? I'm like looking at my phone. I'm like, no, it's turned up. Oh, we got a pupper. Hi, pupper. Gulnar. Okay, fine, whatever. Sit. That was the dog moving. Will you stop moving my stuff? Out. I would like to point out that my dog just exited and knocked the crap out of these walls next to me, and nothing went off. So if they go off,
I've used cat balls before. You have to like really press them to go off. So I feel like they're probably one of my favorite like paranormal tools.
Exactly, because you have to. And I mean, I put them in my hand and like move my hand around to show people. I'm like this, because I post my videos where they're going off like crazy, and I'm like, I'm moving it. It's like you have to really jiggle it to get it to go.
I really hate dowsing rods.
I don't know how I feel about them. I've used them, I think, twice. They actually made sense. So like I could ask a question in my mind without actually, which that doesn't really make any sense, because, I also have been able to know what other people think. My mother was able to ask questions in her mind, and they answered them. And when we got done, she's not at all into the paranormal stuff. And she was like, that was really weird. Like, it was answering my questions and I didn't even say them out loud. I'm like, well, there you go. I feel like I'm always like, well, I didn't say it, but is that really accurate? But yeah, those are probably one of my least favorites. Have you tried the lights that go like a trail? They're kind of like cat balls, but they're on like a string, but they're usually like flat, like sensors, like steps.
No.
They were pretty cool. I used them at an event, and I only got like 2 things to go off once, but it seems cool.
What's that thing? It's like a big cylinder. It's like black and red.
Oh, the REM pod.
Yeah, REM pod. I think those are really cool. I've never personally used one, but I want to use one of those.
So I do not like those. I've never actually used one, but the reason I don't like it is because it's similar. So like with your EMF reader, you got to be careful. Is there anything around that EMF reader that could set it off? Is your phone near it? Is somebody else's phone near it? Is the microphone near it? Like, is there anything electrical anywhere near that meter? And if the answer is yes, then there's a good chance that you're going to accidentally trip it.
Yeah. I have a pretty funny story about the EMF meter. I was going around, like, this was the night after the Ouija, like the huge Ouija board incident. That's just what I call it.
Got a name.
I was going around his room with my EMF meter, and I went up against the wall, and apparently on the other side of the wall is like the fuse box, and I freaked out when it went up to red.
You would.
You said you did freak out when it went up to red?
Yeah, because I didn't realize, and it was like a fuse box.
So that's kind of funny. The little dog likes to yell stranger danger, even though it's not a stranger. He's always got to let me know. The little one's the bark and the big one's the bite. So, which I guess it's better than it being the other way around. But, so yeah, so you literally held it up to a fuse box. It was like,
yeah, I held it up to a wall and the fuse box.
Well, if you don't know, you don't know. Unless you're in a building that doesn't have power, then it doesn't matter.
Mm.
So like when I went to Ashmore Estates, there was no power. It was like dead of winter. It was like, I think it was like 18 degrees out. There was no heat. There was no lights. All we had was like little flashlights. That was it. So if you were on a fuse box in that case, it wouldn't make a difference because there's no power.
Yeah.
But I always tell people, make sure you check your surroundings. Just like if you're using a spirit box, always be cautious about what's around you. Are there houses around you? Is there a highway or an interstate nearby? Because CB radios from truckers can pick up, or you can pick up sounds from a baby monitor.
Yeah.
So if you're anywhere near a house that might have kids, you might be picking up on their baby monitor. So always be cautious. Skeptical first. You'd think that I would learn by now with all the weird crap that happens to me that I would not be skeptical first. Oh, look, there it goes. Oh. Yeah, see? I'm like, I'd be skeptical. It's like, oh, over here. So hello. You'd think that again, you'd think I wouldn't be skeptical, but here we are. Thank you. Whoever that was.
I don't know if we'll go ghost hunting.
You can go with me. All the ghosts love me.
No, I'm afraid that they would love me.
As long as you set boundaries.
Yeah,
wear your protection.
I've had incidents and stuff, and I don't think that's a good idea for me.
I could get behind that. I'm the idiot that's like, well, it doesn't matter what I do, they're going to be there, so I might as well be prepared for them. That's the way I look at it. But I do whenever I see that went off that time.
Yeah.
But whenever I do my investigations, I have like a certain necklace that I wear, and I keep sage in my car, and I put crystals in my pockets. I look like a rock collector. But I do. I like to.
After the Ouija board incident, I actually saged my house.
Oh, you should have saged. You should have just like ground some up and had it like tea. Purge the demons within.
I did also sage.
What is that? It's black tea
place.
with sage.
That would be nasty.
Oh, and those are all sage sticks. I've got one back here in where the skeleton's sitting is actually a candle, and inside the candle is a sage stick. So, and what's funny is I sage the crap out of this place, but the rule is, if you're neutral or as long as you're not negative, you're allowed to stay in the studio and you can participate in the podcast. But if you're negative, you have to go outside the gate, which is funny because to me, it was just a wall. But then whenever I started using my spirit box, they kept referring to it as the gate. So now we just call it the gate. So it's like, you gotta leave. And then it goes, the gate. I'm like, yeah, outside the gate. Whatever you say, guys.
What's your scariest or creepiest paranormal thing that's happened to you?
I mean, if I think back on it, definitely being toe to toe with the demon was probably scary. It should have been scary. I didn't feel scared. I was just kind of like, what happened? But I did, when I went to Ohio State Reformatory, I almost got pushed off the 3rd-story balcony. Like something had its hands on me and was shoving me down all the way to the corner. And if you guys haven't been there, the cells at Ohio State are essentially, you have one big giant room, and then you have platforms. So it's like cells in the middle all the way around is empty, and then they just stacked on top of each other. And all you have is a little tiny railing around the edge and staircase on one side. So me being me, again, sensitive, I came around the corner and I was like, ooh, man, like something doesn't want us down there. And what did I do? Went down there and I made it to maybe the 2nd cell. And then it literally, it felt like somebody had a hold of my shoulders and was like shoving me down. And then I ended up turning, I was with somebody, I was like, run, like you've got to go because I need to go faster because I got to get it. It did. It pushed me all the way to the end. And then I turned the corner real fast. And as soon as I turned the corner, it was fine. And then I found out that the security guard, later I had said, hey, you've worked here for a while. Has anything weird happened to you? And I didn't say anything. Neither one of us said a word to this guy. And he's like, yeah, up on the 3rd floor. And I'm like, he said this something. He's a full-size man. I mean, big man. And he's like, I was hanging on to that railing for dear life because something was trying to throw me over. And I was like, dude, me too. I was like, oh, trauma bonding. But that one was the first time that I ever really felt like threatened or frightened or anything like that. That's probably like the biggest one was the Ohio State Reformatory. Like that place had some weird stuff, but definitely that third story. Be careful if you go up there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we live near a lot of state schools.
Yeah.
Oh.
But a lot of them are closed down and they're reusing them as other things or
Oh yeah, they've been taking a lot of them and making them into like apartments or housing plexes or something.
They've taken a lot of them down, but mostly they're all boarded up.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a waste of space.
Yeah. So you can't do anything with them. So I don't know if they have to do something before.
It might be condemned. There might be some kind of like health issue, which would cost more money to fix than to just close it. Yeah. Government.
Yeah. So, my grandmother actually worked at one of them, and she passed.
Hell are they doing over there? Did you guys hear that?
No,
my dog's thumping around. Okay, as long as you guys didn't hear it. That's really cool though. Did she ever have anything weird happen there?
No, I think she just worked in like the secretarial type stuff. She wasn't a nurse or anything, but she never mentioned anything. She worked there.
Well, maybe it's just a chill place.
Yeah, until like the mid-90s. She was also the nicest lady ever. So if anything ever did happen, she would have been like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Like, she's the nicest lady ever.
That is awesome. Me, I'd be like, "What's your problem?"
Yeah.
Go away.
So,
but yeah, I'd say definitely those two. One should have scared me more than it did. The other one really genuinely scared I thought for sure, I was like, I'm going to plummet to my death. I was like, I don't know what to do. Run faster.
So how long have you been podcasting and what made you start it?
So I've been doing it for about, I think 18 months ish, give or take. So I started Christmas Day of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And again, so all this weird stuff has always happened to me since I can remember. And I love monsters and cryptids and alien stuff because you never know, when weird stuff happens, some people are like, oh, whatever. But you think that because I was 100% like, oh, whatever, it's no big deal. And then you have that one aha experience and you're like, holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a joke. Shit just got real. And then you question everything. So then I started digging into it, and then everything's just, I'm fascinated with things that you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Not open-ended stories, but things that have multiple theories. It could be anything. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? We don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
And I stumbled across a podcast and I listened to, it's called the Cryptonaut Podcast. I love those guys. Shout out to them because they're awesome. And I listened to them for like a year. And I'm listening. I'm like, they made you feel like you're just one of the guys sitting at the table, just chatting it up with them. You forget that you don't know these people. They don't know you. But I was listening to them. I'm like, you know what? People listen to this and these guys are doing it. And they just seem like regular guys. And I'm like, you know what? Why not? I like weird stuff. There's got stuff. It makes me feel good to get my stuff out there. And I really want to give other people the platform where they can, let us know their stories and stuff like that. Because sometimes you just want somebody to know. Just telling you, getting it off your chest is a huge relief. And doing it in a way and in a place that is safe, that no one's going to judge you for it, is very nice. So I was like, oh, I've got weird stuff. Here, I will share my weird stuff with everybody. And then you guys could share it with me and it's fine. Like, I'm not going to, poo-poo you just because of what it is. I might offer multiple theories because I like to look at everything from all different angles. And I like to put things out there where people are like, oh, I didn't think about that. Or, oh, I didn't think about it this way either. Even if I don't agree with what it is, I could come up with a bunch of different solutions as what it could be. So, and it's fun.
It is.
It is very fun.
It definitely is. It sounds like what I do to you.
How'd you discover Tales Untold, the podcast? Were you just
So I'm trying to remember how I got you guys. I think you guys followed me. Maybe. Probably. I think you followed me first. And then, well, it was either. So one thing I do is I'll go into people that I know and then it'll give you like suggestions like that you could follow. And usually I find people that way. And I think what it was is I had went through, because I try to go through every now and then like my followers, and I go through and I'm like, okay, I want to get a guest on here. And I start going through and I'm like, who looks like they could do something, whatever. So then I click on you and then I stalk you essentially for a little bit, just to be like, hey, what do you guys cover? What is going on? Who are you? And then I listen to your stuff like a creepy stalker. And which is why I was like, oh yeah, I could totally talk about your guys' last episode because I was just listening to it. But yeah, it was just when I saw your guys' name, I was like, oh, okay. And that's what first got me. I was like, it could be different things. I'm like, are we talking true crime? Are we talking spooky? What are we talking? And then I saw people. I was like, I've got to get them on the show. And then I immediately was like messaging. I was like, hey, would you want to come on my show? And I tell people all the time, especially if you're new, I mean, regardless of how long you've been doing it or how new you are, just ask people. I mean, the worst that they could do is say no. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I've had some weird, I just recorded with Tim Banal. Do you listen to Coast to Coast?
No.
Well, for anybody who's out there, Coast to Coast AM is a show that's been on the radio, on obviously AM radio for decades. I mean, huge show, like all across the country. And Tim Banal is the editor for their news on their website. And I have used his articles in my research more than once. And he reached out to me and asked me to be on his show. So I recorded with him. Oh my God, I was fangirling so hard. And then even the guys that I was talking about, the Cryptid podcast, I reached out to them and I was like, hey, I'm, pretty new. Would you want to be on the show? And Mark from their show came, oh my gosh, I was like, when I got the email that he was going to be on my show, I literally squealed like a bee snitch, I was like, like doing a happy dance. I mean, and then I just reached out. Have you guys listened to Astonishing Legends?
No.
They're another big one too. That's out there. They've been out there for a hot minute. And Scott from their show agreed to be on. And all I did was be like, hey, I got this podcast. Would you be interested in being on the show? I've had authors on the show. Just ask people. I mean, we're all pretty cool. And if we're not cool, then you don't want to be on their show anyway, because that means they probably suck.
Yeah. I just started the Instagram a month ago, maybe. So we finally, I think, got how we wanted the podcast to be together.
Good.
But so now we just need to get it in front of people.
Yes.
Point, really.
So that's what I do is like a lot of times. And so too, when I have episodes, so like when your guys' comes out, I do a post every week. So like on release day, I post it everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, all of it. And I always try to make sure that I tag all of my guests. So that way it shows up on your thing, but then people can find you, and then it shows up on their feed because you're in it. So it gets more of that out. Cause I think on my Instagram, I'm up to like, I don't know, it's like 2,500 people or something. And then like Facebook's like 1,700 people. So I post all of it everywhere. So it's like, for me, it's not a big deal. Some people are kind of like prude about it. They're like, oh, we're not going to do any advertising or whatever. But for me, I'm like, screw it, man. It's free advertising. Like I give you guys free ads on this thing. I'm like, I don't care. Just go talk it out and get it out there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And big time hashtags. Use your hashtags. Woo. Yeah. Having a screwdriver.
So do you have any other questions?
No. Do you have any more?
So do you have a paranormal experience that is so mundane that you're not even sure if it was one?
I may or may not have been abducted by aliens.
That's so awesome. Maybe.
Again, very skeptical here. Very skeptical here. I was laying in bed. I'll give you the short version. I was laying in bed essentially, and I don't remember falling asleep at all. I was just laying there. And the next thing I know, I was in a room. Oh, I drew a picture of it too. I was in a room and there were these things around me and bright light, I'm strapped down, typical abduction scenario, except one, the thing that took me did not look like a normal thing. Similar, but not quite. And what's weird was is they were fishing around. Like they looked confused. So you had a short one and a big one, and they looked a little different. Short one was like doctor, and I'm guessing that the big one was a fisherman who brought me there. And it looked like they were arguing. Like one was really frustrated. The other one was like, I don't know what's happening. Like it should be fine. And they couldn't go through they were trying to go through my belly button. They couldn't. So then they were getting all confused. Well, then I had my appendix removed. So I had a big scar right above it. And so they went in that way. And they were like swirling my insides. Like they were digging, looking for something. And then got frustrated because they couldn't find it. And then they argued some more. And it was like, the other one was like, I don't know. Like it should be there. Like, I don't know what's going on. And the other one was pissed because whatever it was they were looking for wasn't there. And then next thing I know, boom, I'm in my bed. But my insides hurt so bad. And I mean, this dream, or if it was a dream, it was so real. And I only preface that because I have lots of dreams that are premonitions, like they really do happen. And it was very real, like one of those. And ironically, this is just like a couple years ago. I was like 33, 34, something like that. And I mean, primo reproductive time is like me. And my belly button's not real. Like true story. My belly button, I was not born with my belly button.
Really?
I had a surgery and they removed my real one and they had to manufacture me a belly button. So they're trying to get in the normal way and they can't get in because my belly button's not real. So then they go through the thing. Well, I had a hysterectomy when I was 24 because it wasn't safe for me. So they just took it all out when I was 24. So they're digging around for something that doesn't even exist. It's gone.
That's why they were so confused.
Exactly. It was like, what the heck? He's like, I don't know. It should be there. I don't know what happened. And the other one's like, you brought me this faulty thing. Like, what's wrong with you? But at first I was like, well, that was a weird dream. But then it was like, my stomach hurt so bad. It felt like somebody let the Tasmanian devil loose in my belly. Just like they were swirling. And I'm like, man, it was cramping so bad. So this was it.
Huh.
Only this top part here was like a scoop. It was like a frill, like a Triceratops.
Oh, that's neat.
But they were tall. They weren't short. Well, I'm assuming the table was at a decent thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have been very low to the ground and they appeared very tall. Well, the big one did. The fisherman appeared tall. The little doctor guy seemed kind of short. But they were blue. They were like a light blue gray color.
Ooh, like Mako sharks.
Yes, exactly. And they had like the skin was they were real bony, except they had like this little pot belly. It was really weird. But so I'm like, everything lines up where it makes sense. And I had physical pain when I realized what was happening. But I'm still very skeptical of whether or not it happened.
I mean, I can understand where your skepticism would come from, but that's
It's very interesting. And I've never seen any like pictures of aliens that look like that.
And I've tried. So I had Leslie and Stephen Shaw. They're ufologists. And they even pulled up where someone had went through and found like 50 species that have been reported or whatever as far as abductions or just sightings. And they showed it to me. I'm like, none of these match. And then I took that picture and gave it to them. And they asked all the people that they know. No one has seen anything like it. So I'm like,
what though? Like the way that you described that head. So say somebody saw one from the back, right? It's going to look like a round skull. Your brain is going to complete
oh no, but this frill was like huge.
Right. But
it was like a satellite dish. I don't know if you guys do videos, but if not, I'm making a serious gesture here.
We can do it as a video.
Jazz hands.
I was just thinking like maybe people were just misinterpreting it because they're not
it does
seeing
make
it
sense
correctly, you know?
Yeah, because that would make its head look bigger than it should be. I can see that. And it did have very gray-esque like eyes and didn't really have a discernible mouth or really much of a nose. So it kind of reminded me of a gray, but big. And it had the weird, which the little one, the doctor one, didn't have the big frill. It was only the one that brought me there.
Well, maybe it marks his military ship or something.
Maybe there's just two different kinds.
Yeah. I mean, we got different.
Maybe
colors.
it was a headdress and I just didn't know it. I don't know, but it looked like it was part of its head.
Yeah, that's
maybe it's a really interesting headband. But I'd say that one's probably I mean, it wasn't really mundane though.
No.
But I've had some where I'm like, oh, where's this? And then, okay, mundane. I'll give you a mundane one. So I get some that pull pranks on me a lot. And I had something and I set it on the table. It was my vape. And I set my vape on the counter behind me. It's on literally an island. And I set it there and I turn around, take one sip away, and it falls on the floor. I'm like, well, that was weird because it's flat on the bottom, right? I'm like, well, that's weird. So I pick it up and I set it back on the counter. And then I turn back around and do what I'm doing, and it falls on the floor. I'm like, what the hell is happening? So I'm like, okay. So I put it back on, because I'm an idiot. I put it back on the table and I turn back around and it falls off again. And I'm like, okay. At this point, they got my attention. So I literally pick it up. I'm like, stop playing with the vape. Just leave it alone. Set it on there. Stayed the rest of the morning. I was like, thank you. But it was like, ha ha. Like it was just messing with me, like knocking it on the floor. I was just like, fine. My invisible cat. Yeah.
So we could probably get into the actual topic. So we have the Miami Mall incident.
How ironic.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I didn't even think about that till just now. I'm like, oh, huh.
So typically what we do is we do our research separately, and then we just come together and we talk about what we found, because usually we both focus on different aspects.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I tend to look at like the facts and the history and, you know, how things should be. And then he goes
conspiracy hunting.
Oh, well, you can't have one without the other, right?
Right. That's what makes it interesting.
We'll see where I fall.
That's what makes it interesting. So this happened on January 1st, 2024. And a report was given for the Miami Mall.
Well, the Miami Mall is actually called Bayside Marketplace. But
Yeah, we can call it Bayside Marketplace. So the Bayside Marketplace, a phone call was made to the police that gunshots were going off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I remember
responded. This. They responded with apparently
Force.
Every police officer they had.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so they were treating it as an active shooter situation.
Because wasn't this right after there was a spat, like nationwide, of active shooter situations?
Yeah, I think it was right around the time there was a lot of
Yeah.
school ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they were really just heavily trying to prevent it.
Which is good for them.
Right. And then, then we got conspiracy theorists that are saying that aliens were there.
Well,
yeah.
We'll get into it, right?
Yeah, we will. We will.
talk about the facts first, and then I want to...
He's chomping at the bit. He's like, hurry up with those facts, damn it.
Well, honestly, there really aren't that many facts. So the thing is they yeah. Like, it's a very cut and dry situation. Like, it's a crappy situation, but it turned out to be 50 adolescents setting off fireworks inside the mall and vandalizing people. Yes, vandalizing.
I'm doing air quotes for those of you who can't see me. Right.
They're vandalizing shops. They're robbing people. They're assaulting people, which are also, terrible things that they were doing. But what really got people to believe that it could potentially be aliens was a certain video of some police officers walking in front of the mall, the marketplace, and it looked like they were actually these really tall creatures.
Yes.
Aliens walking in front. I don't believe that.
It's not aliens.
No, I don't believe that was aliens walking in front.
Because I thought there was one too where it was like you saw people coming and there was something like moving in the backdrop, like where they would have just not even seen it coming through.
Yeah, it was really hard to find actual videos now because
especially because of the AI and like the uproar.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so many people that are splicing together incidences that don't belong together.
Yes.
So it was hard to find real video of this yesterday. It was really hard for me to find the videos. But I did find one of an inside camera where they were trying to say that there was like this shadow of an alien, Predator. You know how they go invisible?
Yes.
It looked
Predator
like
tech.
that. It looked like that. You know how
Interesting.
it was like molding in the background and then it disappeared. And I'm like,
That is
I'm
pretty
actually
cool, though.
surprised you just made a movie reference.
are you proud of me?
I love Predator, so that works
I do
out.
too. Hey, it was before 1995. I know what it is.
I like the original Predator, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm terrible with movies. So obviously the police at this point have come forward saying that it is absolutely not aliens at all. Yeah.
Mhm.
But what I love about that is that anytime that they're saying it's not aliens, their phrase ends with "at the moment."
Interesting.
Like,
They do like to leave that open-ended, like so that they don't,
Yeah.
what's the word? Eat
eat their own words.
yeah, there's another word. Open mouth, insert foot.
Yeah. Oh, foot and mouth.
I feel like chewing their cud's not the right one, but it's something like that.
Put their foot in their mouth.
Yeah, eating their words or whatever. Yeah.
So, yeah, I always find it interesting that a lot of comments about controversial things like that say the "at the moment" on the
I think
end.
they do it on purpose.
They do, absolutely.
Because what better way to hide the truth than to make people think that you're not?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Right, Wyatt?
Right. So even though they say that there was approximately 50 teenagers there were only 4 that were actually arrested and charged with anything. It was one 14-year-old, 2 15-year-olds, and a 16-year-old.
Okay, where's the court cases?
I didn't look that far.
Oh, snap.
He was loaded. He was waiting.
Yeah, he was.
The
He was,
answer
like, cocked
to
and
that
ready
question
back
is
in-
there isn't.
Did you look?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
There
Maybe
is
they
no
had good
court
lawyers.
cases.
Maybe they had good lawyers.
There's
Did
no
they plead
official
guilty? There wouldn't be
statements.
a court case.
What?
Or they would have sealed the case because they were minors.
Yeah.
I feel like there would have been something though, like their charges. I know they
Or
would have
they-
released the names or pictures, but they would have. I feel like they would have said these teens were charged with whatever.
It
Yeah,
was,
I think they would probably have that. You just wouldn't have. They might not have a court date. They might have dealt with it outside of court.
yeah, they were charged with burglary, 3rd-degree grand theft, battery, and resisting arrest without violence.
Because see, if they were minors and they agreed to certain terms, they wouldn't have gone to court. It would have been public record. It would have just been settled behind closed doors.
Yeah. And they
Especially if
very
it was
well
their
could have.
first offense.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me get all law on you.
Somebody on my side.
For now,
I'm not saying I'm on your side yet.
For this one.
Don't thank me yet. We're still going.
I bounce back and forth on myself, so it's fine.
Okay.
So that quote that I mentioned earlier about, I think it might have been on Reddit, there was a comment that I thought was hilarious. So this quote was, as an alien, I can confirm that I had nothing to do with this. And
Where are they from?
it didn't say anything other than that. That's all that comment said. And I was laughing so much. It was amazing. It's like, I don't know who you are, but I should be your friend because this is great.
I'm like, nope, it's inappropriate. We won't go there. Just mind my own beeswax over here. I should make the jokes. They generally like jokes, so my lights will go off when they think it's funny. Usually it's very inappropriate humor.
I don't mind if you do inappropriate humor. I'm sure me and my friends crack a lot worse jokes.
Oh, I was just going to say, are they from Mexico? Because he never said that he was an
Extraterrestrial.
out of this world alien.
Yep, that's
But I mean, I
And it was
guess
Florida.
that joke could also refer to the Project Blue Book incidents because those happened in, I guess, New Mexico.
True. Was ice involved? Sorry, I'm burning in hell.
so I find it interesting that they're actually just jumping to aliens and a cover up just because of what I could only find of one video, 2 videos, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, why would aliens go to a mall?
Why would
Was there
aliens
good
go to a
food?
ranch in New Mexico in the 50s? Why do aliens
lines.
do what they supposedly do?
Crash. Malfunction of the tech. Maybe they just had a really good deal at Abercrombie or whatever.
Right? Yeah, maybe
The
they
banana
crashed
boat was
on-
having a sale.
They crashed at the top of the mall. We need batteries. Where's Best Buy?
I was gonna go with Radio Shack. Oh, show my age.
God.
That's old. That's gone.
That is old.
Circuit City. Where is it? Where did it go?
Oops. Oh, here, my camera's going weird again. There we go. I told you it does that. It's weird.
Mm.
Yeah, I think they went to Alien because they saw a figure that did not meet criteria for average person-esque.
Yeah.
And so
People
they
said that it
went
was-
with Alien.
Yeah.
Mm.
People claim that it was like a 10-foot shadow creature thing.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, I
Where
don't,
people were just saying it was like a big giant. I remember this now. Now you guys talking about it.
yeah. I remember
Then
it
again,
when
I
it
was also
came out.
going,
I think
I was
you
like, what?
showed me the video, and immediately I was like, "No, those aren't aliens."
I can't
And they're-
even find the video anymore.
It's really crappy now. I don't know if it's been uploaded, re-uploaded,
I think that they took the original, erased the original, and replaced it with something so they could tell us it wasn't real.
Covered up.
Yeah, it's really like terrible quality now.
Mm-hmm. What it
Um,
almost reminded me of was Signs, when they're like at the birthday party or whatever. And all of a sudden, that's like the creepiest part of the whole movie where the alien's like walking by and it turns and like looks at them.
Yeah,
Like
in the
down like an
alleyway.
alley. Yes.
mm,
That's what I picture when I see that video.
yeah,
Mm.
that's what I want to see. That's what I want someone to come forth with, like irrefutable. Like
And-
there's no way,
If you're in a mall full of people, someone has their MF and phone out, taking a photo,
right?
taking a video, taking a selfie, something.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if there's 50 teenagers involved, someone's filming something.
Thank
I know,
you.
but nobody did. But even if it was,
Well, that we are aware of.
well,
They could have confiscated the phones
yeah,
or
do you think they're
jammers.
actually capable
erasers?
of hunting down everyone. There
Well, if
isn't
you put a
single one.
mass like EMP out there, done.
Just take that one single file. Thanks.
That's actually
Yeah.
one of my arguments. There's all of this like, oh, it wasn't aliens. And I don't believe it was, but I do believe it was something. And then police officers are like, oh, it's teenagers lighting off fireworks and fighting. Where were the videos?
I got one.
Oh,
Outside my house, I have an enclosed porch. We had a treadmill.
Mhm.
I have a Ring doorbell. It records everything 24/7 out my front door. I watched my ex-husband walk out that door. He went to go open the second door and the treadmill turned itself on. I watched him. Well, he calls me. I can hear myself on speakerphone talking to him later. I went back and looked, talking to him, telling him how to turn the treadmill off, to pull the safety switch, and it keeps running. It doesn't stop. He had to unplug it from the wall to get it to stop. I saved the video. I sent it to someone. When I went back, it's no longer on the Ring. It's no longer in any of my files anywhere or my backup. And the person that I got it from couldn't find it in their messages.
I actually have a story similar. So the Ouija board incident, the night where
The Ouija board incident of 1987. Sorry. That's what it reminds me of. Continue with your creepy ass story with your Ouija board.
Not a good idea.
So after the night of all of the weird stuff happening, I think it was literally the next weekend when I had all the ghost equipment and stuff.
Mhm.
Because of that incident, I got a bunch of it.
Attaboy. At least I get 2 points for that. Little late to the party, but
Anyways, I set up a bunch of cameras at my friend's house where it had happened, and we were recording the entire night. We were just doing regular things. We were playing video games, but then like right around like 3 a.m., we decided to set up the cat balls, the EMF meter, and the cameras were still rolling. The cat balls kept going off. The EMF meter would occasionally go off, not by the fuse box. But when we went to look at the recording, like one of the cameras was a GoPro, so it was connected to my phone. I went to look at it. and it said no files were found.
Yeah. I sometimes wonder if they can erase stuff.
It's so bizarre because on the camera, we would stop it and like look at the video, and you
Yeah.
could look at it on the camera and it would be fine. But then when I looked on my phone, completely gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took the micro SD card out, put it into a laptop, still nothing. It was
Yeah.
so weird.
I sometimes wonder if there's something about it, like it doesn't want people to see it or something, and it has a way to get rid of itself.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we
Interesting, though.
tried to record about Slender Man?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I've got a certain something that I had to pull it. I had a 3-parter set up. I did part 1, and I had to pull it. I had to pull all the social media posts. I had to pull everything. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ours wasn't that bad. It just didn't record anything. We had 20 minutes of silence.
Like every time we would talk about Slenderman, our recording would go silent. And this happened, I think, twice to us before we got a full episode.
I don't know. I thought it was 3.
3?
Or yeah.
I know we made a YouTube short about it.
I think it's wouldn't let us do the YouTube short. I think we had to try a couple times for that.
Yeah. Like
It was
Weird.
Yeah.
for the first couple times, it would just be dead silence.
Mine was.
And
a
I'm pretty
tipping
sure in one
box.
of them it picked back up after we were
yeah,
done with
it was.
Slenderman.
We were making it part of, I think, an Urban Legends.
Yeah.
One of the part 1, 2, or 3 of the Urban Legends, and so we started talking about the Slender Man. It went silent,
Hmm.
and then it picked back up like 10 minutes later when we stopped talking about him.
That is so weird.
It was wild.
Yeah, that's creepy as hell.
Yeah.
Why'd you have to pull your Slenderman?
Mine was the Slenderman. Mine was the Dybbuk box.
Oh.
And like the lady I recorded with, all of our computers quit working, our phones quit working, all of our social media, like everything was like glitching, our lights, like everything was freaking out on both sides. She's in Massachusetts. And she was freaking out. And like my lights and stuff were going off. And I was like, okay, we're done. We're done. I was like, nope.
New topic.
Whole lot of nope right there.
That's insane.
Yeah. But I was like, we got to pull it. We're just not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of Dybbuk boxes before, but I've never been bold enough to get one.
Don't suggest it. That'd be almost as dumb as a Ouija board.
Make it 2 for 2 here.
Have you ever played the Ouija board?
Nope. Nope. I've not even been in the same room as one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unless there was one there that I didn't know of.
Yeah. No, I've refused. I've left places. They're like, "Oh, let's do this." I'm like, "Let's not."
Let's not say we did.
Yeah. No. Mm-mm. Except there's this one. He did.
I've actually had a bad idea recently that I keep thinking of. I almost want to go unbury it and play it again.
No.
How Wyatt died. How we got more bloody leaves in the woods. But the friend only brought back one.
So what's your conspiracy theory for this? What kind of got evidence to back up your
Yes.
skepticism? All right, what do you
Kind
got?
of, I think.
Sometimes lack of evidence is all the conspiracy that you need.
Yeah.
You're welcome, listeners.
I definitely think that it's strange. The way
Okay.
that they reacted and a lot of the circumstances. It is weird that there is no footage on the inside.
Mhm.
Like I'm sure that's one of the things you're about to say.
Yeah.
There are a lot of oddities for sure, but I don't believe it to be aliens.
So this happened almost 2 years ago. Since then, there has been no new information, just kids, mall, fireworks, and fighting. Where's security tapes like of this happening? Body cam footage from police officers, videos from people running away scared, or even videos from the teenagers themselves. I know you mentioned that earlier a little bit. Like, why are there no videos of this? Like, people are going to record. People are stupid. People will sit there and record.
Yes.
I know I would. And especially if I would never do anything.
Him over there with his Ouija board in one hand, he's got the planchette in one hand and the camera rolling in the other.
He's panicking like, oh my god.
Yeah. Hey, y'all, watch this.
Like,
Can I get closer? Would you like to Ouija board with me, sir?
Why yes.
Get your extra extraterrestrial ass over here.
Dude, that'd be wild. Using a Ouija board with an alien.
Dude, that would be pretty dope.
I might do it.
I still wouldn't Ouija board. Nope. I got enough crap that follows me around. I do not need any help.
Cat's looking at you like you're crazy.
But maybe they don't have all the footage and stuff because they got the kids, they pled guilty. Again, it's a minor's case, so you can't even get the evidence. They can't give out evidence because it pertains to a minor case.
Mm-hmm.
Minor being the age of the child, not that it is a small case.
Correct.
I would agree with you, but there was a case of a 17-year-old male robbing a gas station, and they released the security cam footage but blurred out his face. Well, if there's 50 of them, that's a lot of blurring.
Yeah, because it was in theory 50 teenagers, so it's not.
That does make sense, though, that they blurred the faces. That does make sense.
So why wouldn't they release a video and show like what happened but blur their faces? Like, I don't know if you ever heard of Daily Mail.
Yes.
I don't really like them, but they release like a lot of videos. And
we're going again. They like the Daily Mail.
But they release videos with teenagers and they blur out their faces, but they do it in a news coverage way. So I'm wondering why this footage inside the mall hasn't been released, because I'm assuming there's going to be news outlets going to look for this footage, because like that's a story.
But they're only looking at the true crime side, not the sketchy side.
Don't knock over my teeth.
It's all about perspective. I mean, you're not. What do they say? You don't expect something about zebras and a horse.
What?
You're expecting to see a zebra or something. You see a horse. I don't know. Something about hooves, and you're expecting to see one, and you see the other. I don't know.
It's not even just the security cam. Like, okay,
yeah, but I guess
sure,
it is
they
weird.
might
There's nothing.
Yeah, literally nothing. Not even posted videos from witnesses. And like, there were so many people in that mall. Why is there not? And I'm not saying like, oh, there should be hundreds of video. Why is there not one? Just one.
The only thing I can think of is that they thought that it was an active shooter.
People still record those.
But instead of it being something weird happening in your surroundings, you know, like something moves and it shouldn't, and you're like, wow, that's weird, cool. Like, but this is something where you hear repeated gunshots.
Oh, but people still film that. I'm with him. Like, you see footage of people being like you're watching it.
Yeah.
People record to document, to show.
I would not.
Authorities.
Oh, I think they just have a morbid sense of humor.
I mean, I do, but like, I don't take a lot of pictures in happy moments in my life. Like, I'm not the person to ask to take pictures. I forget.
Oh, I am. I'm like, here, take a picture with me.
Yeah, no, I suck at that. No, I'm terrible. So like, I don't really take pictures of much of anything. So it wouldn't be an instinct for me, I don't think.
I've currently got over like 6,000 photos in my backup.
And I also have 2 kids. So like,
that's
if
just
I have
one
my
backup
kid with me, like, I'm going to make sure they're okay. And they're the things that are going to be occupying my hands, not a camera.
I'm sure
Mine's, hey kid, hold this camera. Your arms are longer. You can get a better angle.
I'm sure there was people there alone. Like,
no, they're not allowed to be there alone. They're not allowed to go to the mall.
That makes them a creeper. Jeepers, it's the creeper. Scooby-Doo, reference number 2.
And there not being police body cam footage isn't that crazy to me. They rarely release police body cam.
Yeah, I feel like that's not too much. But
it's the people like witnessing running away from this. That
one is odd.
One. Like,
I don't know. I've seen a lot of videos of people running away from somewhere with a lot of police lights, but I don't know what this marketplace looks like.
It's pretty big.
So I can't verify that what we're looking at in that video is actually the video of that day and that incident. You know what I mean? Like, it could just be a video.
There's no timestamp.
Yeah. And you don't know where it is.
pretty much all of the videos are like from apartment views of the 120 plus police cars showing up, which I think is very excessive.
Definitely, but like I said, they thought it was an active shooter.
But do you still need that many cops?
Yeah, I feel like that's just a lot.
I mean, I guess if the mall is big, you do need to cover all the entrances, all the exits, and all the sidebars.
Yeah, it's a 2-story
and floors, and yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a
maybe not
2-story
like
open-air
100 people,
shopping
but
place. Yeah, it's huge.
I still think that's a lot of cops for that. Like,
I think it is a little excessive, but not too bad.
So what do you say? Do you think it's aliens? I just had
No.
a brain aneurysm.
But I do think it was something. I feel like it's a cover up. There's no information. And I'm literally looking at the Wikipedia page right now. There's 2 sad, sorry excuses for paragraphs.
That's it?
Oh, Wikipedia. Yeah, on Wikipedia, there's like.
Well,
nothing.
Wikipedia is a horrible source anyway.
Well, yes, but usually they have a lot of information.
I mean,
like whether that's
instance-
But
real
I don't
or
think
not.
it was made. I mean, I think it was one of those things. It was like a quick fire, right? There's a lot of action, a lot of it, and then it just fizzled.
Yeah.
So people just don't care.
But then there's the conspiracy theorists that do, and people have asked for answers, but police are just saying it's not aliens.
At the moment.
At the moment, yeah. I mean, but if there's no evidence to give, you can't give something you don't have.
Yeah.
But
Like-
I feel like to make people like rest easy, they should be showing body cam footage or security cam footage showing the teenagers fighting.
Yeah,
and
but how
lighting
many
up
times have you
fireworks.
showed a video that has nothing in it? People are like, see, right there, right there. Or they use that footage to doctor it and make it look and cause more of a problem.
Mm-hmm. They'll find a way.
Yes.
See,
Life always find a way.
Yeah, I'm not believing it's an alien.
What if it really was the Predator tech and they were testing it out in this busy mall and then it was like, oh shit, it malfunctioned and then everybody panicked, they were trying to hide it. You saw nothing.
That'd be crazy.
Send in all the cops, cause chaos. And they're sneaking them out the back door or something.
Oh, yeah. Like, I think I mentioned it earlier when we were talking about it. Like maybe an animal they were testing got loosed in the sewer system, right? And then it like came through the mall floor.
I'm not sure how it would get to the mall floor without causing.
I don't know.
damage.
They found a sewer cover nearby, or so. It says it's an open air mall, so that means it's like
Huge.
on the
and-
Well, if it
street,
came from the
kinda.
sewer, I'd hope it's open air.
so like right, yeah. So it's got like a sewer cover nearby, and the animal, the creature just like
Well,
crawled out and wreaked havoc.
Yeah, but if it could be mistaken for a person or a humanoid anything,
Mm. That's
too bad we're not in New York. We could say there's crocs in the sewers.
They grew thumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't cry conspiracy to me.
Definitely does
Like
to me.
it's weird. Sure. The police overreacted. Sure.
I think evidence based, there is not enough evidence, actual evidence, to prove either way.
Correct.
But again, I feel that the lack of particular evidence is evidence in itself.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of
I'm with
evidence would you like to have seen?
I mean, I'm with Wyatt. Somebody from the inside showing something, whether it's something there or not.
Mm.
Like, at least now it's a little too late, right? Too late.
You're not, yeah.
So now no one's going to believe anything if it comes out
Mm-hmm.
because it's been too long.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, it would have been nice to see different perspectives because there's cameras everywhere. There's got to be security cameras inside
Yeah.
showing
Mhm.
something. It doesn't have to be every view, just something.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing.
Yeah.
Even you would see the chaos. I mean, even when you go to the news, you can't even see the active shooter, right? You can't even see the shooter. You just see mass chaos, and they
Right.
still show it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But there was none of that.
Well, there are videos that show people running away and that there's lots of police lights. There's people yelling and screaming.
On the
but-
news?
Yeah.
But they're from
Oh.
like an outside perspective from
But
like the apartments.
But like I said, I don't know what this place looks like. So I can't
I'm talking
verify
about
that-
like in the zone, not like outside view. I'm thinking like I said,
Like
there's security
in the mall.
cameras, there's cameras, yeah, in the mall.
Oh,
Like
inside
what
the
it looked
mall?
like
Yeah.
in the mall.
I did not find a video that was from around the time.
I'm with Wyatt.
I want to see what
There
this
you
place
go,
looks
Wyatt.
like. So, oh,
It's huge.
right, but it's like outside. So,
That
You
must
know
be what it means by
we're gonna
open
Okay,
be
good
air.
very-
example.
Yeah.
Wasn't there just like a year or two ago, there was like a Jason Aldean concert or something, and there was like a shooter?
I
Wasn't
don't
it like
know.
in Vegas or something? There was a concert outside, and there was
Mm.
footage. You could
Mhm.
hear the sounds of the shots and people running. There was none of that for this.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know where they were shooting them off. So this is like, in action movies when there's all those like marketplaces that they're having like
Mhm.
the chases through, it's kind of like that.
You scared the shit out of me. Sorry. I looked over and there's a face in my wall.
So it's kind of like that, but a lot cleaner, I guess. So it's completely open air.
So it's not enclosed. It's basically
No,
like
it's
a
not like-
huge farmer's market.
But they're
Or
like
flea
actual
market.
storefronts. So they're like
Oh.
rows of buildings, but you look up, you see the sky. So like outlet malls.
So like really big, I was thinking strip mall. I guess it's the same thing.
More like an outlet
strip
mall where it's like a little community and like
Yeah,
less parking
okay, yeah,
spaces
yeah.
on the inside.
Scared
Oh.
the shit out of me, man.
You look really creepy back there, Wyatt.
He
Why is
does.
it so dark in here? You got a thunderstorm rolling through.
Thunderstore.
Shush. My mouth didn't want to work anymore.
Now he's got me like paranoid. Now my kid's over here. But yeah, I would have liked to see some kind of footage of some kind.
Yeah, one way or another.
That would have been nice.
I think that about wraps it up.
I'd say. I'm all distracted now. Jesus.
And he's about to start a sneezing fit. Oh,
I think someone definitely covered up the videos or something. There's just
But like she said, how could you cover up that many videos?
yeah, it's a lot.
I don't know. Maybe they
Unless
were posted.
It's an algorithm. And so it's like anything that mentions this combination or this word, it deletes it.
That too, or like the videos were posted for a short amount of time, but like then some sort of official shows up and threatens.
MIB.
We have our special guest of the day. Go ahead and jump over to Cryptids, Creeps, and Conspiracy podcast. Give her some love also.
Much
And,
appreciated.
keep an eye-
I appreciate being on. This is fun, even though I had a brain fart and totally like space cadet. But I'm glad we were here. Glad we got to do it.
Yeah, that's all right. It worked out.
Even though I got the shit scared out of me.
And keep an eye out for us over on that podcast. And
Bye.
I don't know how you guys close yours.
yeah, we wing it usually.
Oh, okay.
I'm Erica.
I'm Wyatt.
And I'm Natasha.
This is Tales Untold.
Thanks for listening.